The Fast and the Furious 7, or as it's alternatively known, Furious 7. This is the 7th installment into the Fast and Furious franchise. It is the big movie out at the moment. It is breaking all kinds of box office records in America. The story is as follows. Deckard Shaw, played by Jason Statham, is seeking revenge against Dominic Toretto, played by Vin Diesel, and his friends for severely injuring Shaw's brother in a previous movie. In the process, Shaw kills one of Toretto's crew. Blimey, Charlie. He kills one of Toretto's crew, and as a result, Dominic Toretto, Vin Diesel has to get revenge against Jason Statham, Dominic Shaw getting revenge. It is scenes of revenge, flash bang wallop, lots of cars going about at breakneck speed, slow motion shots of women's bottoms, things blow up, and Kurt Russell is in it. Slow motion shots of women's bottoms. Because it's a Fast and the Furious movie, and there has to be something like that at some point or another. Right, so that's the story as most succinctly as I possibly can, getting it out of the way. This is, of course, the 7th part of the Fast and Furious movie series. I have, in the interest of editorial transparency, not seen the previous movies in the series. The closest I have ever come to a Fast and the Furious movie was the 1955 Roger Corman Fast and the Furious movie. And that was a horrible experience, but this movie, having not seen the previous ones, hadn't affected my enjoyment of it at all. I'll be honest, I did quite enjoy this movie quite a bit. It is what you'd expect from a Fast and Furious movie, right down to all the things I just mentioned. It is somewhat confusing not seeing the previous ones, but that's my fault for not doing my homework with it. One of the things I really, really like about this movie is the use of practical stunts and practical effects. There's a bit of CGI here and there, but that's only really to do stuff they realistically couldn't do in practical stunts or stunt work. You've seen the trailers with them dropping cars out of aeroplanes. You've seen them chasing after buses with Gatling guns attached to it. It's really, really great to see a movie which is a car racing movie with actual practical effects in it and not CGI monstrosities. The action is very, very interesting. There's some very clever bits in it, which I found to be surprising, considering I had fairly low expectations of this going into it. The plot is easy enough to follow, even though, once again, I hadn't seen the previous installments. One of the things I really, really do like about it is the genuine sense of camaraderie that you get between Vin Diesel and his cohorts. All too often you get in action movies, you'll have a line saying, "Oh, but we're a family." And in this movie, it actually does feel like they're a family. It does feel as if they genuinely like each other and they do have time for each other. Of course, this is because this series has been going on for so long. The people involved with this are friends in real life, but it is always refreshing to have people saying, "We're a family," and it actually feeling as though it means something. I did enjoy the movie. I probably would have enjoyed it more having seen the previous installments into it. There's been quite a lot written about it due to the untimely passing of Paul Walker, who there is a tribute to him towards the end of the movie, which, even though I'm not a fan of the series, I did get slightly emotional too, because it's very sweetly done, very impressively done. I do find it odd that this is a series which started out as underground racing and now it's turned into something more out of a Jason Bourne movie, a James Bond movie even, with Kurt Russell's secret agent shenanigans, with him wanting them to get the God's Eye, which is a technical doodad that in the wrong hands will spell disaster, blah-de-blah-de-blah. I enjoyed it. I'm surprised to enjoy it. It probably is the movie of the week for me. It was a real surprise to me on most levels. Fans of this series may love it. I say may because it is such a departure from the previous ones. This one is, once again, more of a spy movie than a racing movie, but it does the spy stuff in the flash, bang, wallop, Roger Corman kind of way, which this series ultimately has traces all the way back to. So it is a perfectly fine, perfectly functional action movie. There is the odd bit that I rolled my eyes about, the previously mentioned slow motion shots of women. Yeah, whatever. I wasn't too keen on that, but at the heart of it, it's an interesting action movie. It is probably the sign that we're slowly getting out of the film drought period. I'd recommend it to fans of the series. I recommend it to people who are a little bit curious, but once again, probably best to watch the previous couple of movies just so that you could understand it a little bit more. One of the weird things about this is that I was doing my research into it, and even though it's Fast and Furious 1, Fast and the Furious 2, the continuity and the storyline seem to be all over the place. This seems to be a sequel to an earlier movie, and there's the one before it might come after this, and blimey, Charlie. But in any case, it's enjoyable whilst it lasts. It's not revolutionary, but it's a perfectly fine action movie, and it makes me really excited for the next big car-based action movie, which is the new Mad Max movie. So, all in all, a good, cracking little movie. It's pretty much confirmed that it's going to be a Fast and the Furious 8. Interesting where this is going to take it. I've heard the odd rumour that they're going to bring Kurt Russell's character into it a little bit more. It was great to see Kurt Russell in this movie and to see him doing action stuff, that he wasn't just generic 80s actor brought out of retirement to wear a suit and look serious. He actually has a bit of funny little banter. He does get to do some action movie stuff, reminding me of the great movies that used to do with John Carpenter. So it's great to see him. There's bits for almost everybody. If you have issue with slow motion shots of women's bottoms, then it's probably not for you. I was awkward towards that because it felt, blimey, do we really need this? It's adding nothing. Oh, crikey. But still, enjoyable movie. I highly recommend it. Movie of the week.